Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video I will create an expert advisor that will be based on the commodity channel index indicator. So you can see that I have already deployed the indicator on my chart and it's right here. And yeah, so I will start by basically explaining the concept behind the commodity channel index indicator, and then I will create an expert advisor based on it. Okay, so instead of me explaining basically what the indicator shows you, I think the better way to do this is to search for the definition of this indicator, and here is the definition. Okay, so let's check it out. So I think we can skip this initial text and we can go to this key takeaways segment. So the commodity channel index is a technical indicator that measures the difference between the current price and the historical average price, which is very, very useful. Yeah, so this is basically the main idea. It shows you the current price in relation to its average price. So when the CCI is above 0, 0 is the average price, it indicates the price is above the historic average. Yeah, so CCI is below 0, the price is below the historic average. So this is basically how it's calculated. I think we don't have to go through this formula here because we won't need it. We only need to understand basically the idea behind the indicator so we can use it properly. Okay, so it shows you the average price, and basically the idea generally in trading is that the current price should always return to its average price sooner or later. And this is exactly what our expert advisor will be based on. Okay, so the idea is that I will wait for the price to cross a certain level, let's say 100, meaning 100%, and then I will wait for the CCI, so CCI goes above certain level, and then I will wait for the CCI to go below that certain level. For on the other side, it's vice versa, so the CCI goes below and then above. And basically when this happens, so for example at this point you can see that this is 100%, the CCI goes above, indicating the current market is overbought, and then I will wait for the CCI to go back below the 100 level, and at this point I would open a sell position. And I would hold the sell position until the CCI reaches level 0, meaning the average price. Okay, so the idea is pretty simple. It's nothing too difficult, but I think it might work because the concept is really solid. Okay, so I guess it's time to go to my MT5 IDE and start with the coding part. So let's do it. So we are here. Let me just delete these projects and let's create a new expert advisor file. So experts folder, YouTube folder is right here. So let's create a new file inside my YouTube folder, expert advisor template. Let's click on next and let's call this CCIEA. And by default, the CCI indicator requires one input, and that is the period. Okay, so I will define this input in here. So let's call it input CCI period. Type is integer and initial value is 14, but I think using value of 14 is not that useful. I would say that for this type of EA we might be using, or it might be a good idea to use higher values. So for example 100, 200, 300. For example on my chart I'm using period of 500, so I am interested in long-term trends, not short-term trends. So if I change this to 14, yeah, you can see that you get a lot of noise. Yeah, so there's a lot of noise, so that's why I lean towards, for example, 200 period more than 14. Yeah, but this will be optimized when I backtest the EA, so like it really doesn't make sense to try to pick the best setting right now. But let's go with 250 as an initial value. So let's click on next, and finish. So this is our EA. So let me just start by importing and setting up the environment. Okay, so include trade/trade.mqh. Let's create an instance of this. So ctrade. Then we need variables for bid and ask, prices, and I think we are good to go. Okay, so first of all, I will create a handle that I will use so I can work with the CCI indicator. So let's create integer CCI handle, and then let's go here on init function and let's assign a value to the CCI handle. So CCI handle is equal to I CCI for the current symbol, current period. Now the moving average period will be equal to our input, and price, I think by default it's set to, I'm not sure, maybe typical. Let's check it. So the price is equal to typical, yeah, typical price. Okay, so I will stick with typical, but you can change it if you don't like the typical price. It's completely up to you. Okay, so let's go here. So on the init function, I will delete this because I won't be using this function. So let's focus on tick function. So first of all, I will create our CCI array. So this is an array inside which I will store the CCI indicator values. Okay, and then since I want to get these indicator values only once per new candle or candlestick, I will create this static integer last bar variable and integer bars, so I can basically control getting the indicator values only once per new candlestick. So if last bar is not equal to the current number of bars, I will first of all update the last bar to the bars variable, and I will call the copy buffer function so I can get the indicator values. So indicator handle is CCI handle, buffer number is 0, starting position will be 1, and count. So I will need 2 values. Okay, so because I want to spot the crossover, basically I need to check the present value and the past value. Okay, so one value is below certain level, one is above. Simple. So count is 2, and then I will store these values into the CCI array. Perfect. So now I guess what I can do is that I can also create 2 Boolean variables. So let's call them by crossover equals false, and sell crossover equals false as well. So basically I will use these 2 Boolean variables to store an information about a crossover. So it's basically like a signal to either buy or sell. And right after I get my CCI values, what I will do is that I will update the buy and sell crossover variable values. So buy crossover is equal. So now let's think about this. So we want to buy when basically the price goes above the average price, okay, or when the CCI value goes below the average CCI. Now, when the CCI value is below value of 100 or negative 100 here, okay, so it goes below negative 100 and then it goes above that value. So right here, for example, I want to open a buy position. So what I will do is that I will say, so if CCI array at position 0, which is basically the previous value is below -100 and CCI array at position 1, which is the present value, is higher than -100, I don't have to do anything, because since this is a Boolean value, this statement right here will return equal true or false. So if this is true, so if both of these conditions are true, this by crossover variable will be true as well. And if it's false, it will be false. So this is enough. So cell crossover will be exactly the same thing, but I will just change this sign here. It's positive 100, and change this, and it's also positive 100. So yeah, this should be okay. So now I can check. So if by crossover, so if this is true, I will open by. Else if cell crossover, so if cell crossover variable is true, I will open cell. So very simple. So now in order to do that, I have to get the ask and bid price. Okay, so let's just go here and let's do this. So ask is equal to symbol info double for the current symbol ask, and bid price is equal to the symbol info double for the current symbol and symbol bid. Okay, perfect. So let's go here and let's do so iterate by volume. We don't have to worry about volume, so 0.1, symbol is current symbol, price is ask price. And since we don't want to use take profits or stop losses because we want to wait for the price to return to its average price, I will input 0, 0, and we don't have to use command, so like this. And it's going to be exactly the same for the sell side. I just have to change the function name, yeah, and it's a bid price, not ask price. But yeah, so this is okay. So yeah, so this is okay. So what I can also do, so I can make these levels as an input. Okay, so it doesn't have to be 100 and -100. It can, for example, be 150 and -150. So the user should have an option basically to choose the level for himself. So let's go here to the input section and let's do input integer, input critical level, let's call it like this, will be equal to 100 by default. So let's just copy this input and replace these values with it. Okay, so now it's nice, dynamic, and the user can choose the values for himself. Okay, so this section is okay, there are no errors and it will work, but we have to add one more thing. So this is for opening positions, and we have to add a code for closing the positions. So now what we have to do is that we have to basically catch the crossover where the CCI goes to the 0. Okay, so we open by position here, and we want to wait until the CCI is here. Okay, and then we want to close that buy position because it's an average price, and therefore we should close it. So let's do it. So I will add one more Boolean variable called should close is equal to false. So basically should close basically means should I close the positions or not. And if you think about this, should close basically will be dependent on the crossover. So if there is a crossover either above or below level of 0, we should close. So let's do it. So should close is equal to CCI array at position 0 above 0 and CCI array at 1 being below 0, or, and let me just put this condition into these brackets. So this is the first option basically. So this is like if we go from from higher to lower value, or if we go from lower to higher value. Okay, so this should basically do the trick for us. Okay, so should close. So now let's do if should close. Then we do our for integer x equals 0x lower than positions total x plus plus. So we basically loop through all of the open positions. So we get firstly we have to get a ticket of the position. So position get ticket x. Then we don't have to do anything else because we don't have to check the type of the position. We don't have to check anything. We just have to close the position. Of course, like if you intend to use this EA on your account, you have to add the magic number and you have to check for the magic number just to make sure you don't close any other open positions. So then you just do trade position close with the ticket and deviation is -1. So I think this should do the trick, and yeah, let's test it. So CCI EA, so let's go here, let's open the tester. So yeah, so indicator no, single here. We don't want this, so let's find our YouTube folder right here. CCI should be here. Okay, so this is CCI EA, and let's go with 250 period level, critical level of 100. So let's check it. So visual mode, and let's start. Okay, so I will slow this down, and I think you can see it because my webcam is here, so I will move it to the side. So here you can see we open a first buy position, which is correct because yeah, the price or the CCI was below -100, and then it went above -100, therefore it's a buy signal. So let me slow this down even more, and now let's wait. So now it's -29, -12, and yeah, so it does close here. And if you check it, this is somewhere around 0. It didn't catch the exact 0, but this might be because like we update the indicator's value only once per new candlestick, so it has to wait. So at this candlestick, I think, okay, so on this candlestick, it probably was on 0, so we had to wait for the next one. Oh, no, sorry. On this candlestick, it was above 0, so we had to wait for this candlestick to finish to basically update the indicator value, and then we checked the indicator value, we spotted a crossover, so we basically closed the position immediately after this. Okay, so there was a new candle, and right when this new candle was created, we closed this buy position, which is okay. Yeah, it's based on our rules. So let's wait and let's see what will happen next. So, okay, so I hope we will get some, yeah, sell. So here is sell position, you can see it's okay. Above 100, below 100, this is what you want to see. The price goes down, hits take profit, 0. Yeah, so far so good. And now there will be a buy position. So buy position here, another buy position here. Okay, so this is also thing that I can like change to only allow a certain number of positions. But yeah, let's keep it. And now the question is, why don't we close these positions? Or do we close these positions? Like we should, but it seems that it's, yeah, sorry. So this is just, this is just mistake of my MetaTrader tester. You can see that it's already closed. So if we check, oh, it's not closed. So why isn't it closed? Okay, so we should have closed this buy position with the rest, but this buy position is still opened, and so are the sell positions. So this is not correct. Like the logic is correct, but obviously the EA can process closing basically more positions at once. Okay, so let's change that. So when something like this happens, what I like to do is that I just like do a nested for loop. So I just do for integer I equals to 0, I lower than 10, and I plus plus. So doing something like this basically or usually takes care of such problems. So let's check it. So now, now this should work. So let's start this and let's see. So I will move it here. So we started at Y position. There was no issue. Yeah, so everything's good. Now there will be that I think cell position was the next one. So let's just wait and see. Okay. Let's just wait and see. Yeah, so this was our cell position. So now there should be those 3 by positions. So first one, second one, and third one, and they are closed. Okay, so you can see that we don't have any open positions. I will just prove to you here. So you can see open positions, none. So even though it takes some time for my tester to update the traits, there are none. So they should be closed somewhere here. And as you can see, they are. So now cell positions, you have 2 cell positions, 3 cell positions, and they are closed at the same time. Okay, so obviously that nested for loop took care of the problem and now it works fine. So yeah, so I guess this is enough for the test or the test run, let's say. And now I think I can disable the visual mode and let's just backtest this for the last year. Let's choose, for example, EURUSD because EURUSD tends to oscillate. Yeah, so it's not like the EURUSD currency pair doesn't tend to stay in long-term trends for a long time. Okay, so it tends to oscillate. So let's try for EURUSD. So I will click start and well, this is not bad. No optimization, this is not bad. So like you can see that the curve isn't that like it takes huge steps. Okay, so you can see that when there's a win, it's like a huge step win. So it increases the balance curve a lot. The same for loss. So here you can see there's this loss and it's huge gap down, which is because I don't limit the number of positions in any way. So here you can see that it can open four positions for buy, and then it closes at this point. Yeah, so same thing here, 3 buy positions, and then basically when the EA loses, it loses big time. So I don't know if it loses here or not, but you can see that there's a lot of positions. So obviously what I can do, or what I should do, is that I probably should add a limit to the number of positions. So here you can see you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 positions around the same price level. So it's a good thing that basically the price or the CCI reverted to its mean, and this is profit, that's for sure. But if it went against us, this would be a huge loss potentially. So we want to avoid such things. So let's do one more test. So I want to test this for the last almost 5 years. Yeah, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, so you have these like huge steps which will basically wipe out your account. So let's limit the number of positions we can open. Yeah, so let's do that. So let's create a new input. So input integer, input max positions will be equal to 3 positions. Okay, so then of course before we open a position we have to check if positions total is lower than this number. Okay, and this will be for the sell side as well. So now let's test this and it should run. Yeah, so here you can see that it doesn't wipe out your account. Obviously this is this is a huge loss right here. Yeah, so this is it. Yeah, so he opened 3 positions. Well, Well, this is, I see some room for an improvement, let's say, because, for example, if we look at the first rate here, what we can do, like what I don't like to see, the problem is not with the number of positions itself. The problem is that we open those positions at the same price level. Okay, so like it doesn't matter if you have one position or three positions here. The issue is that like they are at the same price level. So you basically, yeah. So it doesn't make sense. What would make sense is to, for example, open new sell position here. So here you can see that there's this crossover where we don't open a sell position because this we reached the maximum limit of 3 positions at this point. But it would make more sense to me to open additional sell position here and then additional sell position here, okay? Because as you can see, the distance between these positions would be higher. Therefore, it would give us much better chances for success. So instead of limiting the number of positions, I should limit the minimum distance between each of them, if that makes sense. So let's check it. So the same thing here, yeah. In this case, we do win, yeah, this is nice profit, but the issue is that they are, once again, same price level. So let's just say I would limit the positions by distance. So for example, I would not open these positions because they are too close to each other, but I would wait and open, for example, position here. So here you can see that there is a crossover, and yeah, it's debatable. Maybe the distance would be small as well, or I don't, well, I have so many ideas how to improve this. I maybe don't have to make a condition based on the distance. Maybe I can set the condition in the number of bars or candlesticks. So I can, for example, say if I open a position, I have to wait, for example, at least 40 bars before I can open a new position. So if you check this, 40 bars is right here. So for example, I can open a new position after 40 bars. So this way, well, I don't know what's better, but I can try out both ways. Yeah, I can do what I want here. So let's do it, I guess. Let's do it. So let me just find, yeah, so this is that huge loss, I think, right here. I think this is it. Let me just check this. So this is, maybe, or maybe it's not, like this is, no, this is not it. I think it's on the, yeah, this is it. So this is this it? Maybe, I'm not sure. Let's not worry about this. Let's improve this EA, okay? Because I think it can be profitable if it's set up correctly. So the first idea was to limit the positions or add a new condition to basically check the distance between the current position and the previous position. And if the distance is lower than a certain number of points, we won't open that position. So that might be nice. So let's do it. So let's go here, create new input. So input double, input minimum distance points, and let's do 200 points by default. Okay, so then let's go back here and let's add the logic. So I have to create two double variables, basically to keep track of the last price. So last buy is equal to 0, last sell is equal to 0. So when I open the buy position, I have to say last buy is equal to ask price, last sell is equal to bid price. Also, one more thing I have to do is that when I close these positions, I have to set last buy to 0 and last sell to 0 as well. So this is okay. So now I have to add this condition here. So the distance obviously will be ask will be absolute value ask minus last by divide it by point. So now we basically convert this to points, and this number right here has to be like this has to be lower than the input minimum distance in points. Okay, so yeah, so like this. And let's has to be higher. My mistake. And the same thing should go here. This is going to be last cell, and it's bit price. And yeah, I think this should take care of the problem. So let's check it once again. So let's close this window, and let's run the backtest. Okay, so does it improve anything at all? Okay, so yeah, it does improve. As you can see, now there is this minimum distance of 200 points. So this is 214 points. This is 219 points. And yeah, so it helps. It like doesn't help the overall outcome of the backtest, not yet, but it basically helps like to diversify our risk, let's say, or decrease the risk, because yeah, it's not at the same price level, which is a good thing, I guess. So now it's time it's time to optimize it. So let's go here, genetic optimization, and let's stay with the Euro USD for the last 5 years. Let's go to input and let's check this. So CCI period, I think a reasonable values for the optimization can be, for example, start 25, step 25, and let's go all the way to 1000. Critical level can be from 25, increase by 10, and let's go to 300. I think setting higher value than 300 doesn't make sense. Max positions, so let's do 1, increase by 1, let's go to 10 positions. And minimum distance can be 50, increase 50, and maximum value 500. So I think like it should make sense. These values, like I think they make sense together. So let's check it. Yeah. Sorry, my mistake. I forgot. I don't want to use my computer because for some reason when I try to optimize using the local agents, it just stops working. So that's not something I want to do. So in the optimization results, you can see like there are some good settings, I would say. If I sort this by the profit factor, you can see that first of all, the profit factor is not bad. The second thing is that it opens a lot of positions, which is something I like to see. And it can be also profitable. So just keep in mind, this is in pips profit, I guess. I think I am, yeah, profit in pips. So this is number of pips we profit, yeah. Okay, so let's check it. So the best profit factor is with 355 trades, 2,500 pips profit, which is nice. And this is not bad, like this is not bad at all. Let's check the actual settings here. So CCI period 175, okay, critical level 285. So it basically waits for those huge gaps, okay? So when the price really goes to one side only, yeah, so like it's a really extreme deviation from its mean. So it waits for that. Maximum position 7, that's okay, and minimum distance 50. Okay, so I don't hate it. Why not? Why not? So graph, yeah, this looks nice. I think this looks okay. So let me try to check the most profitable setting. Maybe not the most profitable, but this one, because this is something I like. So yeah, so the graph, like it isn't that smooth, but like it's not bad either. Yeah, like it's not that bad. Of course, there are so many ways we can like improve this. Do you know what? There's one more thing I will do. So, like, when we open a position, so let's say we open buy position, for example, here. Yeah, so we open buy position here, and the price gets to 0, which is right here, okay? Meaning the average price. Does it really make sense to immediately close the position because it reached its average value, or can it be more profitable to basically let the position be open for a while longer, for longer time, let's say? Because if I think about this, it might make sense to, for example, close the position at positive 100 for buy. Yeah, so at this point. So let's try that as well. So let's go back here and let's do input double. So now input take profit at take profit. Like I cannot yeah, I can take profit level. By default it's 0. Okay, so now I can go here and I can say this thing. No, I can't do this. I have to create a new variable. So we have should close, and I need to specify should close buy and should close sell, because it will be different for buy and sell position. So should close sell equals false as well. So now, so should close buy. Okay, so should close buy will basically mean that the CCI level goes below certain level to above being at a certain level. So it's this thing right here, and I will just replace this by the input critical level. Does make sense. Perfect. And let's just copy this here, paste it here. So for sell, it's going to be the same thing, but the critical level will be negative, simply because if it goes below level of 0, they are not positive values anymore. So I think it should be like this. And then the only thing I have to do is that I have to say should close buy or should close sell. So let's try this. So then if I go back here, so let's not optimize now, let's just run a single test with visual mode. Let's revert to defaults, and let's say input take profit level will be 100. Okay, so let's test this. So let's just move it here and let's continue. So for buy positions now, it should open if it goes like now, and it should okay, so it closed immediately. So there is obviously error with my yeah, I have to check the type of position. So type will be equal to position get integer type. So, and this will be inside if else statement, and the if else statement will be brackets should close by, and type of the position is 0, or another bracket should close sell and type is equal to 1. Okay, so I hope you can see the logic here, but yeah, it's pretty simple. So let's try it one more time. So yeah. So now we'll open that buy position, but we shouldn't close it. Yeah, so we don't. So perfect. And now we wait for a CCI level to reach level of 100. And we should open a new buy position, I guess. So let's wait for it. So new buy position, and now the CCI has to go here. Come on. Okay, so it might take a while, but it goes here almost. Come on. And it closes the buy positions when it reaches 100. So nice. So now it opens sell positions, and I didn't add that distance filter, so that's why we have 3 positions, but it goes below 100 here, or negative 100, and we close all the positions. So yeah, so this does work. So now we can optimize it once again, but with this additional feature, which might prove to increase the profitability, or it might not. So I will start at 0, because 0 is also like we have to start at 0. So step is going to be 10, and stop is going to be, I think we can do 200 here. So let's optimize once again. Okay, so how does it look so far? Like, the results shouldn't be worse, because we are still including 0, which we did before, so it should only improve the results. Like, it shouldn't make them worse. And we can see that. Okay, so let's wait. Let's just wait, like, let's wait. But here on the optimization plot, we can see that these green dots basically indicate that there are some positive settings, let's say. Yeah, so let's just sort this by the profit factor again, and they are here, so 163. Okay, so to be honest, I think I can close this. To be honest with you, it didn't perform as well as I thought it might. Obviously, yeah, you can see a lot of red here, which is not ideal. But let's just run it and see how it goes. So this is the most profitable one. It's not the most profitable one, but it's one of the most profitable ones. And let's check it. Well, so yeah, so a lot of positions, obviously. We open positions very often. So you can see, like, we have a lot of positions almost at any time here. So yeah, so that's not something I like to see, but it's profitable. So let's try to sort this by the profit factor. Let's go here. So this seems to have like the best profit factor, or almost. So it doesn't open that often, but the curve is nice and steady. So yeah, so why not? I guess, why not? And yeah, so let's optimize this for USD yen. Let's try USD yen. Let's see. I think it shouldn't perform that well for USD yen, because USD yen tends to stay in long-term trends more, and this isn't really built for that. But so I guess it won't be as good for USD yen. But let's wait and see. Of course, like this EA is built to be mean reversing, so you basically wait for the price to deviate from its average price to one of the directions, so either to the up or down direction. And then you wait for the price to basically go back. Yeah, so it's like that pullback, and after the pullback you buy or sell. This is great for forex pairs or for any trading instruments that tend to oscillate around its average. So here, for example, for USD yen, you shall know that USD yen doesn't oscillate, it stays in trends. And for example, yeah, it's not built for this EA. So what you can do, you can just like revert the concept of this EA, and you can make it like trend EA. So when the price goes either above or below, so for example, if the price goes above 100, you can buy instead of selling, yeah, and vice versa. So like you can change the logic of the EA, which might be a much better option for some trading instruments. So yeah, so this is USD yen, and it's completely It's just disgusting. So let's try Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, because I think this is not volatile currency pair, so it should perform better. And you can see that it does, yeah. Well, this works. So for example, for you, Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, like this seems really nice. Yeah, to be honest with you, this seems really, really nice. The most profitable setting, okay, so obviously for a currency symbol like this EA works very well, but you have to like find out that for yourself. So let's stop it here. You can see that this is very nice. Let's sort by profit from the best profit here. Let's scroll up and let's, for example, check, I don't know, this option right here. Yeah, very nice. Very, very nice. Let's check, for example, I don't know. Let's find something with more positions. For example, 700. Okay, 700 positions seems nice. Yeah, also very nice. Let's go 500 or 600 positions here. Also very nice. Yeah, so for example, yeah, so here you can see this is just beauty. So for this type of instrument, this works pretty great. And you can see that even though there are some losses, the take profits are huge. Yeah, so like it doesn't close the positions immediately, it holds them for very, very long time. So this is like a pretty solid concept in my opinion, because this won't be affected by the news, for example, the bad trading conditions from your broker and stuff like this. So it holds the positions for a very, very long time, which is nice. So yeah, so I think this is it for this video. So thank you very much for watching and I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye.